Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how is it going? How's DC?
It's going great. Stephen, DC is nice. It's warm, so we're finally getting out of that tricky cold weather that pops up every once in a while.
Yeah. Now you've been doing a lot on Instagram lately. I've been following you. What are you doing on there? Like, what are your videos about?
Yeah, so the latest one, it's this silly stuff where I just talk to the camera and
Uh,
pretend something's exciting. But a couple weeks ago, which is why I wasn't able to join last week, I was in Atlanta for Shaky Knees.
oh,
And
great to see you.
yeah, well, I was looking for you, but yeah, I guess you didn't decide to come to the festival. I saw
Uh,
you at another festival though on your Instagram.
I did. Now, we were just talking about that. I had so much fun.
Yeah, I'll say I looked at your video, and Ty looked like he was having a good time. Your other friend, he looked a little bored.
No, I think he was a little sauced up.
Okay, yeah, because everyone else seemed to be just really
All right, he
chilling
was
and
just looking
stuff.
around. Looking, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, we went to the show, and we were just walking around. We weren't going to see anyone at the moment for the festival, but I guess a band canceled because they got sick. So Killer
Oh,
Mike filled in, and
oh,
we didn't
okay.
know that. So we walked up on a Killer Mike show, which was really fun
Oh,
and
yeah.
exciting. And so I did a little video just kind of talking about that because it's a great experience. And then Big Boy came out near the end, and they did a couple more
Okay.
songs and stuff like that. So really,
Nice.
it's just silly videos covering random stuff that if I remember
Yeah.
to film, I'll film.
It was funny. I was talking about you. Miss Parker came over Friday, and we were talking about our former employer that where we met.
Yep.
I said the best thing that came from that job was meeting Adam.
Yeah. So story for anyone out there: if you're in a bad job, find at least a good coworker, and then
Wow, a good.
find another job. So
Amen.
Well, listen, I'll let y'all take away movie reviews.
yeah, sure thing. So I saw the latest Netflix release, which was in time for Mother's Day, called The Mother, and this one stars Jennifer Lopez as a former U.S. sniper that gets involved with some people, arms dealers, that she decides to kind of become an informant and like let the government know that these people are up to no good, all while she's pregnant. So then she has her child, and the child has to be separated because she wasn't able to get rid of the government wasn't able to kill these two kind of arms dealers, and she has to live in isolation from this girl until 12 years later. Now these people have found the daughter, and she's going back on a mission to save this person. It's exactly what you expect from a Netflix movie release. It's very middle of the road. It wasn't awful, but it's a bland movie overall. There are some good action scenes. The dialogue is really, really bad. The action is fun. The settings are cool. We go to Cuba in one setting. We go to Alaska in the final action battle, and it had some good moments there. But overall, Netflix does this. They release something around a holiday just to get some people to watch it and keep you subscribed. And this is it. Don't go out of your way, but if you need something on in the background while doing some chores, feel free to throw it on and
I
keep
heard
an
it
eye out
was
for the
actually
action.
good. Someone said it was good because someone was
So
I forgot who was telling us about the movie, and someone said, "Yeah, we've seen that plot before," and they were like, "Yeah, but it's told differently." And Jeff Lopez does a good job at it.
yeah, and I knew the plot. It's usual. Some really best sniper in the world. It's like a Taken almost situation where they leave and then they have to come back and finish the job or whatever. I will say this is a Stephen Knight personal. You would like
So
it. You
I
would say
love
I
it.
loved it. Yes. Uh, so be warned.
Okay,
Not for the Chike Adam crowd, more for the
and this is
Steven
on my
crowd.
list, not y'all's.
Exactly. And yeah, she does a fine job, but it's just it slows down a little too many times. And again, the dialogue was kind of like written maybe by Chat GPT or something like
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
it's missing a little bit. Uh and then the only other thing I saw was another actually Netflix program. And earlier this year, you've probably heard like Netflix is investing a lot in the South Korean shows. I mean, we've seen it with Squid Game and so many other things. So this new one's called Black Knight, and I got to catch the first episode of it. And it basically is the story of a post-apocalyptic world where there's a lot of air pollution. So air's in kind of a a valuable resource. And of course, there's different groups, and what we have are these delivery drivers. They call them delivery men that actually go from town to town, and they're delivering oxygen to the people who pay for it and that are part of the service. But of course, along the way, they get attacked by marauders and anyone else trying to steal this valuable resource. So to be a delivery driver, you have to be really skilled. You have to have kind of all this talent to ward off any of that, and then also, be friendly to the people when you deliver the goods. So it kind of follows the story of this really good delivery driver and what happens along the way and what's going on in that post-apocalyptic world. So I liked it so far. It was intriguing enough. I don't watch enough Korean shows to say if it's better than that kind of genre of film, but yeah, I'm going to keep watching it. There's only like 6 or 8 episodes, so it'll be a fun little short to watch. And Squid Game was really the last show I've seen of that kind of caliber. So recommend if you're looking for something new and different.
Okay. Chike?
So the film I saw was a recommendation of you, Steven. This was on your list to watch, and this is Air. And this is the story of Nike's pursuit of the young rookie Michael Jordan. This film stars Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, Viola Davis, Julius Tenen. Fun fact, Julius Tenen is Viola Davis's real husband in real life, and Marlon Wayans. So, like I said, this story follows the story of Nike creating the Air Jordan sneaker for Michael Jordan before he actually steps foot on an NBA court, because they want to sign him so they can be connected to him. And how that revolutionary deal that made history started. So, jumping out of the film plot for a minute and going into the actuality of the film, this film is technically a Amazon release, but Amazon did a test audience, and they decided that after the test audience that they should release it in theaters because they felt as though that it would do well. Now, they had a budget between, I think, 70 and 90 million, and I think it did like 86 point something million. So it's kind of like even. They didn't really like make any money off of it, and that's why it's on Amazon right now. Because, and if you notice, like with films now, remember back in the day, a film would come out in January, and you probably wouldn't see it until the fall. You notice that time frame is getting smaller. Like films are only in theaters for maybe a month or two, if that, and then now they go to streaming. Because they're realizing people don't want to go to the theater just to see a regular movie anymore. They just don't. Like, make it worth my while. Now, this movie, I can't say that I would have saw it in theaters. I'm really not interested in seeing dramas in theaters. You have to give me snap, crackles, and pops in order for me to come out of my house to see a film. Like, you really got to give me something. Give me the 3D. Give me the action that I'm not going to want to see on my television screen. I want to see on the big screen. That's just where we are right now. You got to wow us a little bit extra. But this was a great movie. Ben Affleck directed. Matt Damon did a wonderful job in his acting. And there are some key moments in here with the acting that are just like, mwah. So, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are good for that. And together, they're really good for that. So they started off as teenagers winning Oscars. So this is a winning team. So anything that they do, in my eyes, I'm going to go on and see. Because it's good. But definitely check it out. It's a good story. The acting in it is great. I'm not gonna say that. You watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about, or what I didn't talk about.
I saw an interview with Chris Tucker, and he said that this is his first movie in 7 years, and he was asked to play the character that he plays. He knows him, so when he was pushed the thing, he said, "Oh, I know him." So he went. He said he reached out to Michael Jordan to see what he wanted included in the movie, and he said, "I just want Viola Davis to play my mom. That's the only thing." But yeah, so I want to see it. I saw it was on Amazon, which I was shocked at that.
And she did an excellent job. And it was brilliant casting, putting her real husband as her husband in the show, because he kind of resembles Michael Jordan's dad. So yeah, it was really good.
You see anything
That's
else?
all I saw.
Okay, did you?
I want to also talk about. I'm sorry. I want to talk about the series Titans, because I know you're going to ask me what's next. What's next for me is The Flash, right? And that's from the DC universe. So I just finished the series Titans on HBO Max.
Okay.
That was the last show. The series is ending, and I also understand, because I don't watch the CW series, the DC series that come on the CW. I don't really watch them, but I hear a lot of them are ending as well. And then here we are getting ready to embark upon this Flash movie. From which I'm hearing, it's a doozy of a movie, because it's about time travel, and they're going to have to include a lot of things in this film, because from what I'm hearing, for this phase of the DC universe, this Flash movie is bringing it to a close for a certain chapter. So I don't know if the ending of those series have anything to do with them restarting this story. I won't know yet until after I see The Flash. But if you're into that, definitely check out Titans the series, because it's pretty good. And check out like those shows on the CW, even though I don't watch them, but check them out.
I'm about to say the ones you don't watch. You want to
the ones I don't watch. But if you're into the story, if you're really into the story, check them out, because I would like to know, like, how are they converging all these things to end at the same time?
Yeah, yeah. Did you finish Love and Death?
Yes, I did.
Am I wrong? Are they having a part 2 or something?
Not unless they talk about like the aftermath of it, like the whole judicial part of it and how people.
Yeah, because I was shocked that it ended. I didn't know it had ended. You know, when I was watching, I said, "That's the last episode." And,
yeah, they tell you in the beginning, Stephen, it's only 3 parts.
Yeah, weird.
I was disgusted. But no,
I would like to see them do the court part though, because I want to hear.
They show clips of it though. They show clips of it. That's why I said
they show clips of it, but I want to see it. Like I want to, like, what are you saying in court about what you did?
Exactly. But so they had the one on Hulu, Candy Montgomery, and then they had this one. And I was trying to convince a friend. They were like, "Why am I going to watch this one? I already saw the Hulu one." I said, "This story is told in a different lens, and you can actually see in the HBO version how it happened. Like in the Hulu, it was kind of like Candy was this crazy woman and just killed this woman because she was having an affair with her husband. But this one, it was like the wife approached her." When she found out they had an affair, and Candy defended herself. So it's told from a different lens. And I told him, if you like the first one, you'll definitely like this one, because I was thinking the same thing until you talked about it here on the show. I'm thinking, why would I watch that? But it was actually really, really good.
Yeah,
the only thing that I'm confused about is, how was Candy's hair? Because in Hulu it was curly, and this one is straight.
So in real life, her hair was more like the Hulu version.
Right, it was curly, right? Yeah. I'm one of the people that would Google while I'm watching it.
Yeah. And I guess Elizabeth Olsen was like, "I'm not doing that."
No,
she's like, "I'm not doing that."
What were you about to say, Adam?
I said I feel like that's, and maybe I'm wrong, but the Hulu model is just to kind of slap together something very quickly and throw it out there.
Yeah. And again, the Hulu version was a pet project for Jessica Biel. That's her baby. That's the story she wanted to tell.
Yeah. But both of them, I think both of them are really good, but it was different how you can tell the same story in a different lens. And, Yeah. Anything coming out of the pipeline? I know you mentioned your movie for Chike. What about you, Adam?
Nothing new. I still want to see Guardians 3. I know that's out and it's been getting good reviews. But that's really the big thing. Fast X comes out, but I'm going to skip the Fast and Furious movies unless I see them on the background of something. But yeah, that's the main one for me.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, as always, thank you for letting us know what to spend our time and money on and what not, and what shows not to watch on the CW. I'm joking. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks.